Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to another pick a pile reading here on YouTube. I'm so excited to be back for February's voted upon topic of what do they think about you. And yes, this is more romantic than platonic in question, but I'm excited to get this underway. February's video was voted upon by my patrons, who I want to give a quick shout out to before we get things rolling. So shout out to Al, Hallie, Brittany, Brian, Hanny, Natalie, Adriana, Sam, Amanda, Neely, Chris, and Zoe. I would not be doing half the stuff I do without you guys on a monthly basis. I appreciate you. So what we're going to be doing today, we have 3 piles. As you can see, we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So I would like for everyone watching to maybe think about somebody in particular. Maybe you can go into this video, this reading, with no one in mind, and maybe that will kind of spark some kind of connection once you pick a pile. Really up to you on how you want to address this. But I always recommend closing your eyes, taking a deep breath, maybe even pausing the video to give yourself a little bit more time and even peace away from my voice to concentrate on what pile is pulling you in. I always go with my gut decision, and that's probably my best piece of advice for you guys. The only other thing I want to mention too before we get into the individual readings here is that this is a general reading, so please take what resonates within each reading. You know, sometimes people can pop from one pile to the other depending on how things go. Please take this with a grain of salt. Have fun with it. If you want to book a personal reading with me, that is always open. Just go to my website. I have a restock coming on March. I think I have it set for March 1st. Because I'm running low on some readings and it really just helps me when it comes to inventory. So yeah, we will get into things here. I will stop blabbering. Give you a few seconds of quiet here to figure out what pile is drawing you in for what do they think about you. All right, let's get into it. All right, pile 1, we are doing what do they think about you. As always, if you kind of follow me along here on my YouTube videos, I do have some pre-shuffled oracle cards to aid the main message here. And just for fun, I have this one deck that is still a little newer to me. It is called, let me grab the box. I think it's called, yeah, Heavenly Bodies Astrology. And I haven't really looked at all these pre-shuffled cards yet for all 3 piles, but I kind of want to maybe pull these 2 cards first before the main message to kind of get confirmation that this video might be about who you already have in mind, who you're kind of already envisioning on wanting to know what they think about you. So let's see, there could be some zodiac signs in these cards. Sometimes it talks about major placements for them that kind of help depict their personality and or their reasonings for what they think about you, or at least that's my intention for this reading today. So let's see. Okay, so for some of you, you could be thinking about an Aries, or have somebody with major Aries placements in mind. This could be Sun, Moon, or Rising, and we also have Gemini. Okay, so some of you could be thinking about a Gemini, same deal, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This could be somebody who is very independent but passionate. They know how to network. If they might have a mix of Aries and Gemini too, if we're going to get really specific here, again, take what resonates. They could be an Aries Sun, Gemini Moon, or Aries Moon, Gemini Rising, and of course all of this is dependent on if you even know their birth time, thus leading to knowing their birth chart. But just keep this in mind. I know some people like to know the placements of the people they're romantically involved with or into. So I just want to throw that out there. Maybe that's already confirming to some people as to who this reading is about 100%. But we will get into things here. I have the Accurate AF Tarot, which I like to use when it calls to me. It's so gorgeous. Like, look at this. It's circular and it has like this gold finish on the edge. Like, gosh, it's so pretty. But okay. So before I grab the other pre-shuffled romance oracle cards and all that jazz, I want to get the main message here as to what do they think about you. And at the end, we will be pulling some charms. So stay for that. That should be exciting. The only thing, I have to be careful when I shuffle sometimes when I do like live recordings, because when I have the candle burning like this, oh my gosh, I get so nervous that it's going to fly. And like, I know sometimes that like my cards fly, so I get so scared about that. Okay. Ooh, interesting. I'm already seeing like that. Oh my gosh, like that's so close. I might shuffle away from the camera just because of this. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups in reverse. As you can see here, it says respect and balance. We have the Lovers upright, which says alignment and harmony. We have the Queen of Swords, self-reliant and perceptive. And then lastly, we have the Nine of Wands, which says test of strength and perseverance. So, what does this person think about you? Just to further clarify as to who this person might be, I would not be surprised if you are thinking about a partner that you're already with. Like, this gives very much like solidified connection feelings to me. Perhaps if it's not somebody you are already dating or a partner, maybe this is somebody you've been kind of steady with. Hopefully, you're hoping that it will lead to some kind of major connection. And if not, this card screams to me that the person that you're thinking of and what they think of you is that they would love to see an official romantic connection come through from this. They think that you guys get along really well. There's a lot of harmony. And specifically, I think that they're very curious about you. That Gemini energy is showing me that they want to get to know you more, and or if this is about somebody you are dating already, they are curious to see the perseverance or like how the two of you will last. And maybe possibly this is coming from a moment of maybe like lately, maybe I want to say like January into February, where things might have been a little unbalanced, even if it's not literally either one of yours like fault. It could just be due to outside things, work, schooling, whatever the case is. There could be moments here where they feel like it's not as balanced as it may have been before, or if it's somebody you're hoping to get with, or things are kind of not official between you two, or maybe you don't even talk. It's just not exactly the balanced perspective that they want to see come from this relationship and or connection. So moving forward, what they think about you with this Queen of Swords energy is just screaming that they think you are extremely independent, that you are very self-reliant, you know what you want, even if you don't necessarily always show what you want. They are aware that like you can communicate this. This could also mean that like you're a little bit more emotional internally, and you kind of hold that in to a point where you feel like you can talk about it. So maybe this is how they see you. They kind of appreciate the way that you handle your emotions, and how you carry yourself. I like to say the Queen of Swords energy is very boss-like too, in a good way, like boss girl. So perhaps that this person thinks that you are really confident in what you do, or you're really successful in what you do, whether that's about academics or work. There is this appreciation for you and almost like admiration, but not that they want to model their life after you. It's just like they respect what you do. They respect your energy. They respect your personality. They respect the way that you carry yourself. And I guess also priorities. Like this is the card that is just like somebody who has exactly what they want. Even if they don't get it right away, they are willing to work for it and persevere. Same with the Nine of Wands card. That's kind of similar to this energy here of test of strength, perseverance. So I feel like they probably just respect or appreciate your strength, specifically if they know about things that you have been through. If you're talking to this person, or even if you don't talk to them, they are aware of your situations leading up to this point, even if they don't know every little detail. And they appreciate the way that, again, you carry yourself due to what you've been through. And if you are in an official relationship with this person already, there's a lot of deep trust and stability forming around what you guys already been through, and they appreciate your willingness to also want to persevere in this relationship. They see that you are also taking it seriously, and it's not just some backup plan because XYZ didn't work out, or you know, you're waiting for something else to come along. Like there's a lot of maturity that they see and recognize from your end of whatever's going on here. And the perseverance card, like I said, whoever this is to you and whatever resonates with your situation, they want to see this relation last. Like I cannot stress that enough. They want to see where this goes in a positive way. I don't really think they have any inkling that it won't go positively. I mean, of course, everyone has their doubts, but I think that this person genuinely sees you as a rock that like, how do I want it, like, a good, not like Dwayne Johnson or anything like that, where it's, like, silly, but, like, genuinely, I think that they see this as a very stable connection that will last long, and they cannot wait to see what grows from this. Like, that Lovers card is just, like, very, very prominent here in this spread, and they are willing to kind of work through the unbalanced feelings that might have popped up here and there. Again, the unbalancedness could just be due to external things, like they're working a lot or you're working a lot, and like you can't see each other as much, but that doesn't, you know, diminish the interest or the seriousness or the maturity or the respect that's within this connection. And again, I want to stress that this is somebody you're imagining or thinking of that isn't necessarily like you're in the talking stage with them, or maybe you haven't even seen them in like months. I really do feel like this is just confirming to me that there is interest from this person. And I feel like despite not having that kind of balanced routine between the two of you, or like them not really having solid evidence that you do want to talk to them or you do want to get to know them better or anything like that, they have those positive thoughts about you. They think that you're mature. They think that you can handle your situation. They think that you can thrive doing what you want to do, that you are self-reliant, but also that you are not in control of your emotions, but like you know what you want, and that emotional kind of security in a way makes them even more interested. So again, this person might have Aries or Gemini in major placements. I'm curious to see. I have my Astro dice here that I'm going to be rolling before we do charms, just to extra confirm kind of what's going on here. Some of you might be, I want to say maybe an air or water sign. So you could be maybe, or have major placements in Cancer, Pisces, maybe Libra. There's something going on here where I don't know. Again, it's a very general reading, so I feel like I'm getting a lot of different messages here for different people, but I think some of you are water sign dominant and some of you are air sign dominant, so I'm just going to say that and end it there before I confuse myself more. Okay, so with the pre-shuffled cards that we have, I'm going to put these here. We have Coming Together, which that just makes a lot of sense with the Lovers card here. As you can see, there's two people kind of bringing their hands together, and it's forming a heart with lights, and it just shows the simplicity of working well together and being in alignment, and having things just kind of be harmonious. We also have the Love card, which again, you can't really stress that enough, that there is a lot of love here, admiration, interest, maybe even attraction, but this card to me just signifies somebody who deeply cares. Even if they haven't said it yet, this is somebody who loves you. Like, I can't, yeah, pile one. This is somebody who loves you, and that cannot be stressed enough. Okay, we have New Vitality. So, perhaps with the whole unbalanced feeling here, they could be seeing you in a new light that is going to be even more positive, even more attractive, even more alluring than it has been. And that's why I feel like pile one, I just would be surprised if this isn't somebody you're with or have been talking to for a little bit now, where there's that history factor here. And I feel like perhaps moving forward, and it just started for them, not that they haven't before, but that new vitality, it's like when something resparks. When you've been in a relationship for like 5, 6, 7 years, that love never really goes away. But there are definitely different moments where that spark reignites. And that's kind of what this card is indicating to me, is putting in new different kinds of efforts to go around the obstacles of outside life, like work and academics, that has that spark become reignited and things are just flowing again. And it's that part of like that aha, I want this longevity with this person because we've kind of already beaten the first obstacle in this sense. Or this is like our third time kind of having to reinvent our schedules to hang out or something. And just seeing that longevity already starting is that kind of really solid factor of how they feel about you. What do they think about you? They see that you're resilient. Like, I can't stress enough. And like, they can see that you're willing to work and create new moments and get past the obstacles and adversities and all that stuff, okay? We also have Retreat, which this card says it's time to disconnect from the world. We have engagement. It says your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And we have children. Okay, we have your love life is being affected by children. So again, this screams long-term relationship to me. I don't want to sound like a broken record. Some of you in these long-term relationships or just long-term talking stage, perhaps this person is thinking about asking you out if it's the long-term talking stage. Perhaps some of you, if you've been in a relationship for a really long time, they're thinking about popping the question. I think that they're thinking about having children with you. And if it's not literally having children in the next 2 years that they're hoping for, it could be very well be that what they think about you is that due to your nature, due to your ability to persevere and just have that resilience, they want you to have children with them. And like, I know not a lot of people are probably like, oh my gosh, yes, I want children immediately. But it's just kind of this energy here of moving forward and wanting to build that life together. Like that is like the highest level of commitment almost. Like you're creating new life with somebody else, even if it's adopting or anything like that. Like there's just this energy here of they respect you as an individual so much on top of the love and the alignment that you two have, that they want to have this kind of connection with you moving forward. They want to have children. And again, if you don't want children, that's totally fine. Sometimes if you see here, there's animals in this picture. Sometimes that could even mean being dog parents together, cat parents, bird parents, like whatever resonates. They want to have that kind of commitment. And that's the more important part here as well, is to realize what they think about you is you're their person, and this is something they're slowly starting to realize with more adversities and more vitality that re-sparks in this connection. And yet, obviously, with the engagement card, they want that higher level of commitment, whether it is asking you out, getting married, popping the question, or perhaps even renewing vows if you've been together with this person for that long that you already are married. But the retreat card is interesting too, because like I said, it says time to disconnect from the world. So I think that for some of you too, they see you as their outlet in a healthy way. Some people can abuse the outlets that they have, take anger out, frustrations out. But the connection that you two have and how they view you is that you are their outlet for those outside world kind of stressors, whether it's work, academics, personal relationships, and that you are kind of like their safe haven, their harbor. And they want that to continue because you kind of rebuild that strength with them. And I really, really do think that you're their person. Like, I can't stress that enough. Like, this is the most, like, straightforward, in love, stable, healthy thing I'm seeing, or I have seen in my love readings in a while. I'm going to see what these last romance cards have to say here. Okay, we have photograph. It says, looking at photos, missing you, nostalgia, make new memories. This is why the pile one, I really do think that this is somebody you've been with in a long-term relationship. And if that's not resonating, maybe go to a different pile. Oh my gosh, like that is the re-sparking thing that I'm talking about, where if you have been with somebody for like even 3 years, 4 years, there are definitely parts of the relationship that you might be nostalgic about, and this is probably how they feel too in a way. Like, oh my gosh, like remember when we were like whatever 22 and we went out and did this, and now we're like 27 and I feel old. And it's like that kind of energy where like you're reinventing your relationship over and over again to make new memories. And they want to continue that longevity, that perseverance of this connection, and keep having that love deepening and like that just clicking of we work so well together, that stability. Okay, that I love that card for this pile. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have wedding rings. Wow, we have union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. My gosh, pile one. Like, if you're not already married to this person, I really think that they were thinking about this with you. They see you as their lifelong partner, whether it is going to be popping the question soon with an engagement or whatever. I really feel like this person wants to be with you. This union is what they want, and they want it to be forever. Forever. Like, they don't see it changing. They don't want it to change. And everything that you kind of been through together reinforces that. Okay, we have the seduction card, which says attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third-party interference. Don't worry about that bottom part. I do not see that connecting with this pile at all. I'm talking about the attraction that they feel for you, still what they think about you. And again, if you're in a long-term relationship, that can be a worry sometimes for people. Even if it isn't really based in reality, you're worried if your partner still finds you attractive, or you know that you still do it for them, or whatever the case is. You don't have to worry about that, part one. This is somebody who continuously is attracted to you physically. They like the little flirting that you do here and there. They like having that kind of hooking up sensation, but then also having that secure love, that deep love that you two have. And I don't think that's something that's going to be going away anytime soon. This feels very natural amongst everything else. And I also don't think that this is their energy kind of asking for more of that. That's not what I think here at all. This is definitely just more of a confirmation that this isn't just love lacking physical intimacy. That is not an issue for this person, what they think about you. They are very much attracted to you physically, and they want to keep up that part of this whole connection too. Like, this feels like the perfect package in a way, and I don't want to make it sound like it's too good to be true, but it definitely is kind of hitting all the check marks of what you want somebody to think about you. And I am excited now to try and do some charms just to kind of further confirm what's going on here. Maybe let's get, oh my goodness, gonna get it in here. We have Taurus. I'm gonna roll a few more times again. General reading, take what resonates. We have Sagittarius for maybe important placements. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna roll one more time. And we have Gemini, which makes sense because we had the Gemini card here. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna get the charms. I thrifted this thing and I'm excited because it keeps everything kind of all together. You know what I mean? And it's cute. Where did that one go? I heard something fall. I will find it. Oh, here it is. Oh, look at the heart. Okay. Get one more. I kind of like that. Okay. I'm gonna grab all the ones that fell out real quick. I'll do a little close-up. All right, so all these letters here, again, could just resonate with maybe names, your name, something that is important for your relationship or connection. Take what resonates there with the heart. That's obviously showing love. The other three charms here that I'm going to bring this up a little bit. I don't know if you can tell. This is a dog charm. This is a locket that I signify as kind of a portal / mirror. And then we have a number dice here that says 30, so maybe 30 is an important date for you guys, or age, or something like that. But the dog charm I think is so interesting, kind of going back to this whole children thing. Maybe some of you guys are dog parents together already, or you're thinking about getting a dog, and that's kind of like the first step, and you're like, maybe we want kids one day, but let's get a dog first. And I feel like perhaps they might bring that up to you, that they want to get a dog, and if it's not a dog, it could just be an animal. But that could be something that they're hoping to talk to you about soon, is getting a dog. Maybe this is something they've been trying to hint at, and they're going to bring up some more. But I really, really do feel like there's going to be a conversation about getting some kind of animal together. Or if you already have one, there could be a situation where you talk about getting another. I love that, just based on the dogs being in the children card and kind of talking about, like, if kids aren't really in the picture yet, it could just be an animal kind of coming together with you guys. Now, the portal and mirror charm here I think is interesting because I am immediately connecting that to the photograph card here, where I think that the two of you are going to go through a lot of changes together, and this is what they want and they think about you. They want to kind of go through the different stages of life together, which again makes sense with the wedding rings card, the engagement card, the children card, coming together, like new vitality. Like, there's so much going on here where they want to keep exploring what is here, and they want it to last a really long time, where they can go back and go through like a portal of memories, and kind of remember everything that you guys have already been through and want to go through next. And I think that that is extremely beautiful. And I really feel like too, perhaps, we kind of almost spell out girl here. We don't have an R, but possibly some of you guys might be having a girl soon. If it is kind of a literal children thing, maybe they are hinting that they want a girl, or it's a girl animal that you guys get together or have, or whatever. I think that is extremely interesting. And I don't know, that 30 is interesting as well. I really do think this is a date that's important. Maybe this could mean getting engaged on the 30th. Maybe one of you guys just turned 30, or they bring up a conversation about the age 30, like perhaps they want to have kids before 30, or they want to get married before 30, or whatever, pop the question by 30. There's something about a conversation they might initiate about 30, whether it's on the 30th, about something they want to do on the 30th, or by the age 30, I think is going to be very important that they are going to bring up to you. But pile one, this has been awesome. This is like the most reaffirming pile / reading I've done in a really long time, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. I would love to know in the comments how this resonates, if there's specific elements of this reading that you really liked, or whatever the case is. And again, if you want a personal reading, I am always available if there is inventory on my website. And again, I do the vintage letter reading, so if you want me to type it up on a 1970s typewriter and mail it to you with a lot of vintage styled goodies, I absolutely would love to do that. But if not, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you next time. All right, pile two, let's get into it. What do they think about you? If you've done a reading with me before, you know I have some pre-shuffled cards here. Before I get into the meat of the message about what they think about you, I wanted to grab these two cards I have pre-shuffled and haven't looked at from my Heavenly Bodies astrology deck, because some of you might have somebody in mind about this reading, and I wanted to see if this will give us a specific astrological placement, or major emphasis on some kind of house or whatever part of their birth chart, which could help explain what they think about you, or help you pinpoint who this reading is talking about, in reference to what do they think about you. Okay, so we have Taurus, and then the other card we have here is House 3, which says early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication. So some of you who you're thinking about for this reading, they might have major Taurus placements, so they could have Taurus sun, moon, or rising, or perhaps they have Taurus in their third house. And again, that only really helps, I know, if you know their birth time, which then leads to knowing their birth chart. But just in case some of you know that or not, I just wanted to throw that out there before we get into the meat of things. And I'm gonna kind of shuffle off camera just because the pile one, I had a feeling this candle was going to be annoying in terms of where my cards are going to fly over here, and I had a moment. So I'm going to shuffle over here so I'm not risking any kind of, how do I explain it, fire hazards, like, to put it plainly. Okay, I'm going to pull some more cards real quick. Okay, I will show you each of these. Put this down. All right, we have 4 of Fire. It says contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. We have the Knight of Air, intelligent, decisive, idealistic, tireless. Okay. We have the Dreamer, which says a leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. Gonna move that out of the way for right now. We have the 7 of Water, a complex decision, the need to do research, stop procrastinating, and then the 5 of Fire, which says completing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. Okay, so before I pull the oracle cards over here to kind of aid the main message here, I feel like whoever this person is, I don't think you're dating them. I don't think this is somebody who you're even close to wondering if they are going to ask you out. Maybe you're talking to this person, or just kind of have like a crush on them, like you see them around here and there, maybe you talked a few times, but like you haven't really hung out a ton, because this energy kind of feels like they are very conflicted about what to do with you, to put it plainly. There's this energy here of like wanting to have this kind of solid connection with you. They see that you're idealistic in the sense that they can sense that you are interested in them as well. They like that you are decisive, even if you don't think you are. They think that you are, they think that you are decisive, even if you don't feel it. And I think that something about your energy kind of startles them. I think that they see you as being a little bit more carefree, willing to go after what you want. And although those are really good, I guess, personality traits, this kind of throws them off. They're afraid of maybe not matching your energy levels, afraid of not matching your ambition, or your expectations about this kind of relationship or connection, even in the very early stages. And perhaps some of you know this person from childhood, or some kind of academic setting. And that's why it's kind of like this person doesn't know how to gauge you outside of the pre-existing impression you have on them when it comes to your energy. Because I think, again, they think you're intelligent, they think that you can do what you want, and like, not that you're like, whoa, off the walls, crazy energetic, but there's this energy that they see you have that is like off-putting to them in a way. Like, they're interested and they could see how it would be successful if they tried, but at the same time they're afraid to kind of box themselves in with the image that they have of you. And I hope that makes sense as to what I'm trying to say, because I think that they are afraid to like make this decision, because the animosity between you two could just be more of their personality. Like, a part of them just wants to stay in this kind of gray area rather than going in and searching for what could be a really solid romantic connection. And that could also explain maybe conversations that kind of start and then stop, whether that's outside of seeing each other in maybe a required environment like work. But again, I was picking up more of like academics perhaps. And I feel like part of them could also just be afraid that you guys have like conflicting goals when it comes to long-term things, just based on very, very minimal conversations you guys have had. Maybe that is connected to expectations about what to do with careers or lifestyle choices and things like that, where it's such a mix, it's such a toss-up of, do they want to kind of cross that animosity to know you more, or do they want to stay with the gray area and leave it at that? So I want to see what the yeah, we have observe. This person, I guess as a way, I think that this person thinks you're very observant, and that might startle them or freak them out a bit. And again, this is more of like a personality trait for them, I think. And again, take what resonates, because this is a very general reading. But I think that they're afraid of your, again, decisiveness, idealism, intelligence. Like, there's something going on here where they're kind of afraid that you're going to judge them based on their interests, based on their energies, their goals, and think that maybe they're not good enough for you. And maybe that's part of like the whole like animosity and like conflicting goals, and like they're afraid that like if they were to try and move this forward in terms of talking more, hanging out more, it could lead to like this weird feeling between the two of you where it kind of fizzles out, or they feel like they're being judged, or you're not going to approve of them, if that makes sense. It feels very like, I guess you could say that you make them self-conscious without even trying to. And I don't try and say that I'm not trying to say you're intimidating to them, but it's like, ooh, they're a little worried that like you're gonna maybe not be into them like the way that they kind of see you, but they also see that you are interested. Oh my god, it's like such a back and forth energy here with them. We also have awaiting results, which I think is interesting, because like I always think like, I don't know, this card reminds me of academics, so I'm not surprised that it's here. But the awaiting results card, along with the third card we have here, is open up. They want to see if they can get you to open up first to them. And if you do, then that's going to be the game changer for them in making that decision. I think that they're just worried you're not going to be interested in the way that, you know, conflicting goals, conflicting ideas, viewpoints, that they want you to be the one to kind of make the first move here. In order to feel a lot more comfortable with it. Like, just to put it plainly, I don't know, it's just very like they want you to be the one to open up to them first. They want you to make the first move. In a way, they want you to be more communicative with them first. They don't want to do it first. That is very off-putting to them. And I think that this again is part of that like tug and pull I'm feeling with their energy of like, maybe this is how you feel about them too, but it's like you know that they're interested, vice versa. Why isn't anyone doing anything first? Why does the conversation start and then stop after like a few days or a week or something, and just like kind of in this like gray area just for so long now? And I feel like it will continue because they don't want to be the first one to make any moves, and that's kind of like the frustrating energy here. But like, what they think about you, like I said, they think you're intelligent, they think that you're decisive. So the fact that you're not opening up to them, and the fact that you're not making the first move in that decisiveness energy, it's really freaking them out. And like, that's the best way to describe this. Okay, we have let your friends help you. So I think that they are wanting either their friends or your friends to kind of push this along, to ask for acceptance or support. So I really feel like they do want this to be something, but they're not going to be the first one to do it. They need a little bit of a push, or they're hoping that your friends are going to be the one to push you to open up to them first. Like, there's this energy here of not wanting to go solo. And I also think that maybe, based on that card as well, they think that you are a very sociable person. Maybe they're worried about your friends' judgments. They're worried about your friends not liking them, your friends not approving of the connection due to the XYZ differences and maybe outlooks or just goals. And that kind of energy is freaky to them. They don't like that. They don't like the animosity and not knowing what your friends are going to think, because maybe they think your friends are a very powerful force in your life when it comes to your decisions. And this is why I also feel like this connects to the whole like either academic setting or they've known you since childhood. That could explain a lot if they're talking about friends from your childhood that like they've known, and I say he, but like they have their own perception of your childhood friends. And now that you're older or whatever, they're not sure how the friendship aspect, the social aspect is going to affect the possibility of you not being into them or returning that interest. And that's why it's like part of that whole animosity thing again. Like, it's just, oh my goodness. Okay, we also have the trust card. And then we have give your relationship a chance. So I feel like that they know that if they were to ask you out on a date or something, you would probably give them a chance. But I think that they also know that that whole like the uneasiness they feel is what's holding them back. And that's why they want that social aspect to play a more positive role in this connection moving forward. And I feel like, again, with this one here, just about what they think about you, they trust you. They want to build upon that trust. They think that you're a trustworthy person. They think that you're intelligent. They think that, you know, you're fun and you have this energy to you that's like very exciting and very like go-getter in a way, but not in a I need to accomplish everything kind of way, but like you're willing to try new things. You want to go, you know, explore whatever town you've never been to before, like that kind of energy where it's very like fiery almost. Like, I would not be surprised if you're a fire sign, sun, moon, rising. But I really feel like they trust you. And they know that you would give them a chance. Like, that's the frustrating part about this whole connection and this whole energy that they're feeling. And I think that this animosity is just going to kind of linger moving forward about like what the heck is going on here. But let's see what the last three cards I have here. I have sunglasses, which says watching. I think that's so interesting. We have observe and watching. Maybe, hypothetically, if you're this far into it, pile two, if this is not somebody you talk to or see on a regular basis, maybe they do observe you online, like social media, or like maybe you do go to the same school or something like that, or same college, and like you do see them around campus. Maybe you don't have any classes with them literally, but they are aware of your presence. They kind of, not in a creepy stalking way, but like they know you. They see you, they watch you, you catch their eye. And if that's not resonating, I really do feel like this is somebody who, like, you're not just some interest that they have. Like, very much so, this is something they are keeping an eye on because they want to see it develop into something more, but that animosity is what's killing them. The social aspect is what's freaking them out. The restrictions in some way when it comes to this connection and not really being that close, but wanting to get closer and wanting to see the results and like, yada, yada, yada. It's just like, it feels like one excuse after another, but like I also understand their energy. So the other cards we have here is mask. Yup. We have not showing true feelings, hiding, pretending, deluding. This person's wearing a mask when it comes to how they really feel about you because they're afraid of you rejecting them. Social aspect is just not working. Friends won't approve, specifically childhood friends won't approve. Yeah. But they want you to open up more so they can take that mask off. Like, that's essentially what's going on here. And the last card we have is Coffin. It says, endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. So, again, that's just confirming to me that this person, what they think about you is that they want this to change into something else. They don't want this connection to end. Specifically, like, let's say you are in a class with them right now. They don't want this connection to kind of go away after the spring semester ends. They really want this to change into something else. But again, they're unwilling to kind of make that first move because they kind of see you in this light that's very decisive and very intelligent, and like they trust you. And, like, they can tell that you're interested, but at the same time, they're so worried about, like, is it just because you're social? Is it because, like, you have that previous history before, perhaps? Or maybe you just kind of have to talk to them for school stuff or whatever the case is. And they are just looking for you to open up to them a little bit more in order to feel more comfortable to kind of go after that possibility of being together. And I feel like this one is very specific. Pile 2, if that's not resonating with you, maybe go to pile 3. I haven't done that one yet. But this one is, dang, the observing card and like the sunglasses card. Like maybe even with like the dreamer card here, I feel like perhaps they dream about you a lot. Like that's another aspect of this that possibly they can't really deny or like pretend that you don't have this kind of effect on them. Maybe it was like once or twice, but like they had a dream that you guys were together or hanging out, and like that kind of freaked them out as well. And like that's part of like the whole like, what the heck is going on here? Like I don't know how I feel. I'm worried about putting myself out there because of XYZ, and just them working through that energy. But like they definitely have an eye on you. In whatever case, in whatever scenario this is for you, they are definitely looking at you in a way that there's so much interest and there's so much maybe even desire, but not in a creepy way, not in a super physical intimacy way either. It's like they just want to get to know you, and they want to see that result in a favorable outcome for them. But again, they're hesitant. They're afraid to kind of move forward. I'm going to look at this House 3 card again, just to see what it says. Yeah, so it has early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication. They could just be really stubborn about the whole communication process. So that's the other thing I want to say there. But let's get some charms into this reading to see perhaps what is important. I am going to roll my astro dice first to kind of maybe further confirm this person's astrological signs or yours. I'm going to roll like 2 or 3 times. Okay, we have Pisces. Maybe you are a Pisces or have a Pisces sun, moon, or rising. Same with them. We have Taurus. Makes sense because we have the Taurus card. I do think that this person has major Taurus energy. Let's roll one more time just to see. And we have Capricorn. So maybe one of you guys have Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising. So I'm going to leave that there in the corner. Oh, jeez. I already have one flying out. Got my charms here. And again, this idea is from Charms Intuition on YouTube. I forgot to mention that with pile 1. Not my original idea. Love her work. I think it's awesome. And I wanted to implement my own style. Okay, we got something else that fell here. That's so. Ooh. Put that down. Alright, let's see. Not a lot of physical charms, or like, hold on, let me collect my thought here. So we have 14, we have 3, we have F, S-O-T-Y. Maybe this spells out a word that makes sense to you, or perhaps it's initials of the person or something that is important for you guys. But we have the heart card. Not the heart card, but the heart charm here. So there's definitely romantic interest here. I got that for the other reading too. Number. Maybe this hashtag could be very important. Maybe that they're going to text you or call you or reach out to you via phone somehow soon. I don't know. We have soy. We got soy here. With this, the infinities one, maybe, hear me out, guys, hear me out. Maybe this is somebody who has always had a crush on you. Like, this has been a long time coming. And again, would make sense with the whole childhood relations aspect. Maybe you've known them throughout your academic career, whether that's middle school, high school, since the beginning of college, and now you're post-grad, like whatever the situation is. This is so, oh, I didn't even notice this here. We have this one too. We have the spider in the web. Interesting. Okay, but going back to this one, this is talking about, this is not a new thing. Whoever this is confirming that this is not a new interest. This is not a new crush or a new individual. Maybe it's newer to you, but how they feel about you is that it's not new. It's been around for a long time. And with this, maybe as well, this is them hoping that you'll reach out to them via phone. Maybe you guys have each other's phone numbers, and they're just waiting for a text or a call or something to kind of confirm that you're interested and want to open up to them outside of whatever. So that's interesting. But the spider with the web charm is always, to me, or not even spider, this could even just be a bug. But I feel like this is talking about weaving their own web that isn't necessarily beneficial. I think that this is exactly confirming to think that maybe they feel stuck because they've had feelings forever, or like they feel stuck because of their mindset and like they want you to be the one to confirm it, to open up, and they have been watching out for you and everything, and it's just never working. They're unable to get out of that web that they have weaved for themselves. And they might find themselves continuously stuck in that web. So that's just further confirming to me that this is kind of a sticky situation that they maybe are not willing to be the one to get themselves out of, and how they feel about you. And we have the 3 here on the dice, which 3 could be an important number for a date, maybe like the 3rd, maybe 3rd grade. I don't know, I'm just throwing out kind of ideas here. Maybe you guys have known each other since you were 3. Maybe in 3 months or 3 weeks, there could be more communication with you guys, more development here. But we also have 140, but I like to read these dice as like without the 0 at the end. So 14 could also be very important. Maybe that's the age you guys met. If it's not 3, 14, 14th grade, which could be 2 years outside of high school if you do traditional in the way that I think about it here in the United States. That could be sophomore year, college. Maybe on the 14th, there's something that's important, like March 14th. We've already passed February 14th, which was Valentine's Day. So maybe they thought about you on Valentine's Day. But take what resonates here. I would love to hear from you, Pile 2, like what resonates and what doesn't, because this was such a unique message, and I would love to hear from you about what elements did or did not resonate with you in your personal situation, only if you want to share in the comment section below. But yeah, if you want to book a personal reading with me, because again, this is a general one, do not hesitate. As long as I have inventory on my website, I am available. And if you want to join me on Patreon, if not, TikTok, Instagram, whatever the case is, I hope you love this reading, and I will see you next time. Alright, hey Pile 3, my very last one of this What Do They Think About You pick a pile reading. I'm excited to get into it. If you've done readings with me here on YouTube before, you know, oh my gosh, I just hit my desk, I'm so sorry. You know that I have pre-shuffled cards here from Oracle decks to kind of further the main message. Before I get into the meat of things here, I do want to grab the 2 off the top because they are from my Heavenly Bodies deck, which has cards that indicate astrological placements or birth chart placements that could be very important for either identifying who this person is for you, maybe further pinpointing who you already have in mind, or just to kind of help explain or aid the message that I'm going to pull here about what they think about you. So let's get into it. So the first one, okay, we have South Node, which says destined to release, which is interesting. And then we have Virgo. Okay, so maybe this person is a Virgo. Maybe they have Virgo placements like Sun, Moon, or Rising. Maybe their Virgo is in South Node. I know not everyone has access to somebody's birth chart or birth time. But if you do, maybe that already helps you. But let's get into it here. Kind of have that person in mind and what they think about you. I am going to shuffle off camera, unfortunately, because this candle, I've already had like a few instances where the card like, whoop, lands a little too close to the flame there, and I do not feel like having a fire today. So let's shuffle over here. What does this person think about you? Okay. Interesting. Okay. With the South Node already saying destined to release, this is kind of falling into line with what I feel like is going to happen here. We have if I can grab it, we have the Four of Cups in reverse. We have the why am I having a hard time? Six of Swords in reverse. We have the Magician upright, the Wheel of Fortune upright, and then we have the Eight of Cups upright. So, I don't know if this is an X. I feel like this is an X, not to be like cliche, pile 3, but I feel like this is an X that maybe you have left. Even if you weren't the one to initiate the breakup with said X, I think that they are recognizing, and what they think about you currently is that you are doing a lot better on your own. Upon leaving, I think that release is actually causing you to maybe thrive a bit more. Maybe you're doing new things. Maybe you're back in school, or maybe you got a new job recently, and like they see that even if you didn't announce it, maybe they heard through somebody else. But there is this energy here where they see that you are thriving on your own, even if you don't feel like it. Looking at the facts just based on, if you did go back to school, or like you got a new job, or like I keep hearing sports. I don't know if you play sports, but there's something going on here where this kind of energy based on your leaving is kind of making them almost feel, not that they fully regret the breakup or fully regret what happened here, but there's this energy of missing what was, feeling like maybe they should have thought about things a little bit more, maybe thought about the process of things more, and realizing that they can't really go back and change what was. I do think that they think that you're successful. I think that they think that you're doing a lot better without them, and that kind of stings. It stings, I'm not gonna lie, like that kind of stings for them. Do I think that they are like actively in love with you still in the way that they think about you now? I don't know. But there is a lot more respect here that I think that maybe you're not anticipating, perhaps. It's more of respecting of what you're doing now and recognizing success on your own, that is leading to them feeling like they should have thought about things a little bit more. So not that they are mad at you or upset with you based on what I'm seeing here in terms of what they think about you. It's like, what they think about you is that you're doing so well that it's causing this kind of retraction of, well, shit, did I really just let that go? Did I really let that relationship go, this person go? So I'm curious to see what these cards have to say here. We have the moving on card. Yeah, pile 3. This is definitely somebody you dated, and this is now an ex, or if you didn't even get to that level, maybe that's part of the whole problem here. Somebody that you stopped talking to, even again, if you didn't initiate that, maybe it was a ghosting situation, I don't know. But they're moving on, and they're recognizing that maybe they should have backtracked. Like, it's this weird conflicting feeling of knowing that they probably could have had someone very successful. They could have had someone very stable and secure, and they kind of messed that up. We have the Just Breathe card. Interesting. And then we have Seek the Truth. Okay. So what they think about you, maybe they're hoping, and this is why maybe I don't think you were the one to initiate the breakup and that they were the one that walked away, pile 3, but maybe they're hoping that you'll be the one to kind of get back in touch with them, to kind of be like, so what happened? To kind of seek that truth. Like, they're hoping that you're going to be the one to kind of come back into their life, not like begging for them, but almost like you wanting to reestablish that connection, maybe figure out why it ended the way that it did. Maybe this person wants you to be the one, in a way, to reignite that openness or open communication between the two of you if you aren't talking now. And I think as well, with the Just Breathe card here, there's that confliction because they see that you're doing just fine on your own. Like, again, even if you don't feel like it internally, on the surface, it looks like you got things under control. Like, whatever's going on here, I see it in the cards, and they really feel it, that, like, you really released this whole situation and that you are doing great. So it's like that confliction in their mind of what they think about you of, like, well, I really do think she's gonna come, or whoever's he is gonna come back into my life, and they're gonna want to know what happened or why I did that or why I walked away, and we're gonna open that line of communication again, and now I have another shot. But at the same time, they see that you're doing fine on your own. Like, you already have a peace of mind about what happened. Again, that maybe you don't really feel like that, but this is what it looks like on the surface to them and how they view you. But the other romance cards here, we have finances and career. Maybe their excuse for you was that they need to focus on their career or their work or their academics, and, you know, that this isn't going to work out between you two because of XYZ. And now they're looking at you, and they, again, see that success in your career academics. Like, there's something going on there where they're like, shit, like, they're doing so well, and, like, good for them, but, like, what did I let go? Like, I don't know. It's like that like energy where it's like regretful, but also they're not like beating themselves up. Again, part of that could be more of a selfish thing. That could be them, you know, maybe not wanting you to come back for you, but because of the material wealth or the success that you're experiencing. And, like, that's kind of like that narcissistic energy that this person might have. And maybe that's a good thing that you're not with them anymore, but let's see what the other cards have to say. We have worth waiting for, and then our last one in this deck is flirt. Okay, so I feel like, if not to make this more of a predictive reading than what they think about you, but pile 3, if you're not in communication with this person in the next like month or so, they might reach out to you again, and they might be very flirty. They might try and be very lighthearted with you, and it might feel a little bit out of the blue, especially if you haven't been talking and there was no real reason for them to talk to you. And I think that they're going to be like, oh, I need to win this person back over because they're, like, worth it. But again, I want to stress that this doesn't seem to come from a place of, like, deep love or affection. It seems to be more surface level. Like, not that I think it's extremely toxic where they're like, oh, they're doing better without me, I need to fuck that up for them, or excuse my language. But, like, I just feel like there's something going on here where maybe it's not coming from the best place, or the most pure intentions of why they might be more flirty with you. And I think that they think that you would be really, like, receptive to the flirtiness, which I don't think that that's going to happen. They might think that you're a big flirt, so, like, oh, if they just kind of get back in contact with you again, it would pick up pretty easily. Which I don't see being the case at all. So I just want to stress that if that happens, I told you so, pile 3, but this is very interesting reading. I want to pull some other cards here. We have the Paradise card, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, enjoying each other. We have healthy choices, making healthy choices in love and life, self-love, self-care, being happier. They see you being happier. They see you being happy and joyful and expanding your life and making healthy choices. And, like, man, I just think that they're kind of regretting it. Oh, pile 3. The Golden Mirror, self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. Whatever you take away from this reading, even if you didn't come into this thinking it was going to be about maybe an ex or somebody you never really got to date or something like that because they ghosted you or something, like, there's this energy here. Please understand that they have very narcissistic, self-absorbed tendencies, and I think that if they are to reach back out to you because they see you being happier, they see you making great, healthy choices, they see you having fun and being joyful and expanding your life, it's not going to come from a good place. I'm just going to say that right now, pile 3. It is not coming from a good place or a sincere place. I kind of want to pull 2 more tarot cards here, which I didn't do for the other piles. I just want to triple check. I just want to triple check what's going on here. All right, we have 3 of Pentacles in reverse. I'm going to grab 1 more card. Again, I'm sorry I'm shuffling off camera. I just think the candle is way too close to my setup, which is my fault. And we have the Queen of Wands. Yeah. like, this is how they see you right now. That Queen of Wands energy is somebody who is very creative. You're having fun, like, doing really well on your own. Like, and I don't think this has to do about you dating somebody else or being with somebody else, but it's like just having that individualistic fun and like success and growth and expansion in your life and enjoying that newness, whether it is a new job or a new path or whatever. And they think that, like, with the Three of Pentacles reversed, that, like, you haven't learned from the previous issues with them, and, like, that they could just kind of pop back into your life and it'd be no big deal. Like, it does not seem like a very, like, oh, like, she'll never take me back. I said she'll, sorry, because I was thinking about the Queen of Wands and the feminine. That's Kacey Musgraves on the card. So whenever I see Kacey Musgraves on her own tarot cards, I just immediately always say she. But there's just energy here of just like, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it, pile 3, if I'm being honest. This person, what they think about you, it's not very genuine or sincere, and I just think you need to be aware of that going forward. I feel like I'm starting the charms a little earlier than the other readings. All right, pile 3. Sorry if my camera quality looks different. My work phone that I use primarily for filming just like died on me very randomly, and then so my storage is full, yada yada yada. So I'm filming on my regular phone. So what I was gonna say is I want to start my charm part of this reading now, because I just feel like this reading was so straightforward that, like, if I tell you more about what they think about you, it's just gonna, like, get you down a rabbit hole that I don't think Spirit really wants you going down, if that makes sense. So let's see any other further confirmation of who this person might be. So we have Gemini. So they might have major Gemini placements. Gemini again. Maybe roll one more time. We also, don't forget, we have Virgo here from earlier. Cancer. So maybe you have Cancer or Gemini placements, so just keep that in mind. And now, for the fun part, we got charms. So I said this, I forgot to say it for pile 1, but I did mention it for pile 2. This is not my original idea. I did get this from Charmed Intuition here on YouTube. Absolutely love her stuff. She's one of my go-to tarot readers on here, so I absolutely love that idea, and I wanted to implement it into my own readings. All right. Okay. Okay. So let me gather all the charms here. I got this heart charm for every single one so far, which I think is interesting. Lova. We also got J over here. We have the earring. Okay, so and just to triple check what this one is. I can't read it from that far away. It's supposed to be like a tag. So we have a tag, we have a heart, we have VLJAO. Maybe that's important for initials, because I don't really think it spells out anything, but maybe it does for you. I don't think so. We have the bunny going over the crescent moon charm, which always indicates to me kind of late night thoughts, maybe some dreams. We have the, I can see it myself, the little plant charm. Even though this isn't literally ivy, I always think of ivy like vines when I see that one. And we have the earring charm, which the earring, just because I have it in my hands, I'll start out with this one. The earring charm always talks about materialism for me. When I see these in my charm readings, I like this indicate, like I said, materialism, maybe more show-offy, somebody who cares about appearances, which again could be considered as more selfish things or maybe narcissistic tendencies, which makes sense with the whole vibe of this reading. Maybe earrings are just important for you in terms of this connection. The vine one or plant one, I really do think that this is confirmation that there is something going on here where it's going to creep up. Even if it doesn't happen right away, it could be a slow thought process for this person where they're getting to the point where they're going to reach out to you. I really do think that's going to happen. With the bunny going over the moon, I always like that, like I said, to indicate dreams or late night thinking. So that could be connected to the whole thing here where they're up at night and they're thinking about it and they're thinking about it and they're kind of in their head about everything. They have more of that like shallow appearances thing where they're like, I need to like fix what I've broken, but not in the pure or intentional way. It feels more of like, I don't know, they're doing better without me, but not, again, not like a vindictive way where it's like they're trying to be rude or whatever. It's just it really, really feels like some kind of energy where it's, well, they're just going to take me back. Like, if I flirt with them, if I just put myself out there, it'll be easy. And it's not. And the tag charm, I think, is interesting, again, with the whole, like, materialism, like, shopping. Like, I don't know if you're, like, experiencing, like, financial wealth right now, and that's kind of, like, what all this is stemming to when it comes to success and them seeing that kind of success. But tag, I always think about ownership too. So maybe they think they have a right to kind of just come right back into their life, into your life, because of the history you have, even if it never was dating. So take that as you will. But I really do feel like with these charms, it just further confirms to me what's going on here. Do I think that they once did have real intentional romantic feelings for you? Yes. Do I see that still being the case now? No. And I don't see them coming back with those true loving, intentional moments in mind. It's more of that kind of selfishness, and I don't know how to express that other than what I've already said. But pile 3, I hope this resonates with you, and I hope it kind of changes your situation, maybe how you view them, to kind of be more beneficial to you. But again, see what happens. This was a general reading. If you want to book a personal reading with me where I can dive into this a little bit more to your specific situation, feel free to book. As long as I have inventory, I am available. Join me on Patreon if you want for weekly readings, which do include individual card pulls, maybe TikTok readings, and that monthly surprise vintage letter reading for my highest tier, my Haku tier levels. I love you guys. But yeah, follow me on TikTok for more content as well, other than just tarot. But if not, I will see you next time.